Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen with recipe number 2 of bake with the kids, bake without the kids, or let the kids bake for you. So اللي حنعمله what we're gonna do today is coconut macaroons. It's the easiest recipe ever, really easy, also with pantry items that you might have at home or you would want to keep at home for this last minute a dessert or a snack. And it's not macaron like the French macaron, it's actually macaroons, the traditional coconut macaroons that we used to find at bakeries everywhere and we can find in supermarkets. It's gluten-free, it's super easy, and I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are. So we're going to start with coconut powder, just regular coconut powder. I think we need 400 grams, a bit less. And then 1 Nestle condensed milk, not evaporated milk, but the sweetened condensed milk. Now I know lots of people don't like to use condensed milk. I only use it for this recipe and the biscuit au chocolat recipe. But if you read the ingredients, it's just a lot of sugar and milk, and that's it. So the main ingredients are the coconut and the condensed milk. We're gonna add a bit of vanilla, and then we're gonna use egg whites, 2 egg whites with a pinch of salt, and I will post something to do with the egg yolks ASAP. So for now, we're just gonna open the pack. Now this time I have my scissors. We're just gonna open the pack of coconuts, desiccated coconut that are unsweetened. And we're just gonna place them in a large mixing bowl, like this. Now it actually makes sense at this step before continuing to actually prepare baking pans with non-stick baking paper. And we would need 2 tablespoons or teaspoons or anything that will help us form the macaroons. So have this prepared, and as well it's worth mentioning that we're gonna use my electric mixer. You can use a handheld mixer or a standalone mixer, and this is to whip the egg whites. So have everything prepared, and now next step is adding the condensed milk to the coconut, and we're just gonna add it like this. Now you can mix everything with your hand if it's properly sanitized, or I'm just gonna use my favorite rubber spatula again. And so I'm gonna make sure that everything is out of this can and into my bowl. Yeah, like almost. Okay. Now always make sure to really put the lid inside the tin before you throw it in the bin, because it could hurt someone. Now I'm just gonna, okay, I really actually love having this like this. Yeah. So we're just gonna make sure to coat every bit of coconut with the condensed milk. So that's why, you know, it's not too bad of an idea to actually use your hands. I prefer not to. Now, I'm actually a person that really likes to dig in and get messy while baking, but I think for now, although we are really sanitized, but I guess it's a bit better to just use a spatula or a wooden spoon or anything. So I'm just gonna put it like this and make sure that everything is nicely coated with the condensed milk. So that is ready. At this stage it's ready. Now what I'm gonna do next is separate the eggs. So I think at this stage we can add the vanilla, so you know, just a teaspoon or however you like, however you like to put vanilla, or whatever vanilla you have. So it has to be, again, good quality if possible, like a natural extract. I get my vanilla from, you know, when in Dubai, I really like to use Dr. Utker, but I really like to buy organic brands when traveling abroad. Spinach has a very nice one as well. It comes in a very long black bottle and it's very concentrated. So next step is, let's see, can you see? Yeah. So next step is separating the egg whites. I'm actually gonna try to zoom this in. So to separate eggs, okay, so actually I'm gonna prepare my bowl here. I'm gonna place the egg yolks here. So you crack and then you use the shells. So we have to make sure that the bowl is 100% grease proof and that we don't get any bit of egg yolk into the egg whites, otherwise they won't raise. So now I can see that the egg yolk cracked in the shell, but luckily nothing went into the big bowl, so you can see. And now I'm gonna, so to crack the next one, actually I'm not gonna crack it here in case any of the egg yolk gets into the egg white. I don't want to waste the egg whites. So I've used this for sugar earlier on. Just gonna separate here to make sure that I don't get any traces of. That is when I do meringues, I always say use like a third bowl. So this egg yolk didn't crack. I'm gonna have it here and I'm gonna add my egg whites here. And so these are my egg whites that I'm gonna, so I will keep my egg yolk in the fridge with the cling film. And I'm gonna now whip the, okay, that's working, that's fine. So I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt into my egg whites to help the, you can use cream of tartar or a pinch of salt to help the egg whites, raise and get a lot of volume. So I'm gonna start with a medium to slow speed. And what we need here is medium to stiff peaks. So I'm gonna start on a slow speed until it gets frothy, and then I'll slowly increase my speed. It's gonna be ready very quickly because it's a very strong machine. You can either do it by hand or with a stand-alone machine. Even if you have a whisk, you can do it with whisk. Not with the dough hooks, not with the beaters, but with the balloon whisk. You can even do it by hand. And I can almost guarantee that if you don't whip the egg whites, it would still add a bit of lightness to the macaroons. So you don't specifically have to do this, but I like to do this because it really makes them really light in the center and crunchy on the outside. No, it's still very, it's like a medium peak. We need a bit longer. I'm gonna just whip it a bit longer. It's almost there. Almost there. I'm gonna check one time. So you see we are starting to get some medium peaks. These are medium peaks, so I'm just gonna whip a tiny bit longer to get stiffer peaks. Usually stiff peaks in egg whites are used to give shape to meringues and to other baked items. I'm carrying the machine so it doesn't shake too much. Look at that. So it took like 2-3 minutes. It felt like a very long time, but it actually wasn't that long. So that is what we need. We're gonna push this away and get our bowl. What we're gonna do next is just take the egg whites and place them with the coconut mixture. And we have to try to fold this in. Now I can't really say it's folding because, we can't really consider it folding as the coconut is very tough, but we're just gonna try to incorporate the egg whites with the coconut mixture while trying to keep it as airy as possible. And I can feel it, I can feel the mixture it becomes lighter when I'm adding the egg whites to it. Now usually, you know, you can just form the balls again. The coconut macaroons, you can form them with your hands. I'm just gonna grab some gloves and I'm gonna be back in a second. So, here are my gloves. Now these are really cool as they are, but you can also drizzle them with chocolate and sprinkles or whatever you want after they're cooked and cooled. So here are my gloves, and that is my baking paper here. I have a very nice plastic protection over my tablecloth. So that is the. Now, if you could feel the mixture, it's really soft, like I don't know, like Play-Doh. And the best way to have equal measures is to actually use a spoon or a teaspoon or whatever, and then you can just kind of grab a bit with the spoon. What I like to do to go really quick is that you use the spoon, get a bit, and then place it on the tray. So it's like a factory line. You do that, and when the tray is full, you start shaping them nicely into the balls or circles or whatever you want to call them, coconut macaroons. So when you have a specific spoon size, then you are more likely to have more similar sizes. I'm gonna do that. So I'm now gonna start rolling them just to show you. So while rolling them, you have to like press them together. So you can do it over the big bowl in case some pieces fall off, then you can just reuse them. And it's quite a simple therapeutical you know, recipe. Kids can do it very easily. You can do, actually, it just occurred to me, we can do shapes. I don't know if you can have them more like cookies, like flatter cookies, which will give us more crunchy macaroons. I'm gonna try a few like this, flat. But you have to keep in mind that baking time will differ if they're round or if they are flat. So you see, it's so easy. It took us less than 15 minutes to do that. And we just have to bake them in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they're really nice and crispy on the outside. And the temperature should not be too high. Like, I would rather lower the temperature and have them for longer, and that will give us nice crispy macaroons with soft and tender centers. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna roll all of them, I'll bake them, and I'll show you how they come out. So stay tuned. So I finished my first tray, and now I'm on my second tray, and I'm gonna try to shape them in a bit of a flatter shape, like little discs, like this. How gorgeous are they? They're so cute. And then we'll bake them and see. I actually think these, some people use these as like crusts, gluten-free crusts for desserts. So you could fill them with fruits, for example, or you could fill them with a chocolate ganache and a raspberry. Then you would have like a small tart. Shall we try to do that? What do you think? Hold on. We grab like a cupcake pan and just, let's say we place this inside and flatten it all the way on the bottom and to the edges. And we'll see if that could work. What do you think? Do you think would that work? I think it's a cool idea. We can do them like little tarts with fruits. We would need something that's not too sweet, as they already contain lots of sugar. So we can have a chocolate ganache. Maybe that should be my next recipe. Chocolate ganache, the easiest way of doing a chocolate sauce. So look, I just placed them in the bottom like this, and I'll just bake them with the coconut macaroons, and then we'll see if that works. I'll keep you posted. Hi guys, so the macaroons have baked beautifully. The thinner ones are so yummy and crispy. These are nice and chewy in the center. Now these shapes are really gonna be very fun because we're gonna decorate them in a very cool way. I just melted some dark chocolate. You can use any chocolate that you want. So I just, you can either melt it bain-marie, or you can melt it by, I think, do I have chocolate on my face? Or you can melt it in the microwave. And then I have this other bowl with sprinkles. Anas, did you see? So just any sprinkles. I think those, the small ones, would work really well.
Anas, eat them.
But be careful, that's quite dangerous. So you just grab these. We want to keep the center clean. So make sure to, you know, keep your hands free of chocolate. And then what we, you know, actually we can just dip aside or the contour, like the outline of it with chocolate. Anas, are you washing your hands to come and help me? Soap, mommy. So the sides are covered with chocolate, and I'm gonna roll them. I'm gonna roll them in my sprinkles. And then we end up with this cutie thing. Do you like it? Come, do you want to try making your own?
It looks like
Yummy.
It looks like a man's head with sprinkle hair.
Really?
Yeah.
And then we can put eyes. Do you want to try to dip this? You can dip a side if you want. You want to dip the bottom?
No, I want to dip
the side?
No, I want to dip like how you dipped it.
Okay, so hold it from the center.
The center?
Comme ça, like this. Like a wheel. You think of it as a wheel, and you want to roll it into the chocolate. Yeah.
That's going to take me a bit of time.
Yeah, it's okay. And then you can swipe it on the edge. Okay, let's wipe it. Wipe off the excess. Bravo. Tap it, you know, tap it on the side. Bravo. هلا يلا dip it in the sprinkles and roll it like a wheel.
No, can you do that?
Sure. Maybe you should go wash your hands. So I'm just rolling it like a wheel. It is a bit messy, but it gives such a cute little cookie. What do you think, Anas? So another way of doing it, a bit easier, you give it 10 stars. Seal of approval from Anas. So you can even do that. So just dip half of it and then roll it into sprinkles. And you end up with a half a covered coconut macaroon, which I think looks really adorable. What do you think, Anas? Yeah, like. Thank you for watching.